best driver of all time, who would that be? I'm Guilherme Sacamone. I'm the general manager of OKX Brazil, and I'm very happy to be here today and to announce two people that I'm actually really a fan of. First, Haider Rafiq and Zak Brown, the CEO of McLaren Racing. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. How are you? Awesome. Sorry, before we get started, Zak, I have to ask you. First of all, congratulations on the last results of the last weekend. P1, P2, what an amazing achievement. I just wanted to ask you, what's the vibe like in McLaren right now? And should we be expecting these type of results every weekend now?
Well, you can expect us to work very hard to try and get these types of results. We live in a pretty competitive world, but Hungary was fantastic. The drivers did a great job. I think we maybe made it a little bit more entertaining for ourselves than we would have liked, but it was a great one too. Great for Oscar to get his first win. Obviously, Lando won earlier the year in Miami, but we're now not far behind in P2 from Red Bull. So we're going to do everything we can with 11 races left to try and catch them in the Constructors' Championship, and of course, Lando's second in the Drivers' Championship. So he's trying to chase down this Max Verstappen guy. But we're feeling good. We're excited. We're in Spa, Belgium this weekend, and then we go on our couple weeks summer break and pick it up again in the Dutch Grand Prix, and of course we'll be in Brazil later this year.
Awesome. Yes, great result again. Congratulations. For today, I really want to talk about partnership, and I think right here at this event, we're at Blockchain.RIO, this event that's been fantastic for 2 days. And I think all of us here have a little bit of a mission to take this industry to the next level. I think a lot of what took this industry to where it is today is not going to be the same. That's what going to take us to the next phase of growth. And I think the next phase of growth is going to touch a lot on transparency, security, and maybe Haider, start with you. Could you please share with us, from a global perspective, some of the initiatives that OKX has been taking globally to increase our levels of transparency, security, and more specifically, how our partnership with McLaren helps us echo this movement through all the different markets that we operate in?
Thank you. Well, I first want to say hi to everyone in Rio. I am missing it there in person and look forward to joining you guys in person next year. And Zak, thank you for joining us. So as a company, for a long time, what we've said is we want people to build this behavior of trading and entering crypto and blockchain markets very responsibly. And I think the way we build our products, the way we build our teams really makes sure that that is front and center of everything we do. So reversing back about 18 months ago, there were a number of series of different industry failures. And without anyone prompting us, I think it became really apparent to us that we needed to build some trust in the industry. So we went out as one of the early pioneers and said, hey, we're going to actually use the blockchain technology and show people that we can demonstrate on a monthly basis our accurate proof of reserves. And we did that by publishing a few public wallet addresses for some of our biggest assets in our treasury. And the goal was to ensure that people understand that we, as an exchange, as a crypto venue, always have a 1-to-1 or more than 1-to-1 ratio of assets in our possession. So any customer funds on our platform are available for withdrawal at any time. And I think people in our community at large, after those failures, wanted to see some instrument that would give them that transparency and trust. And I think we're really proud of our product, that particular product. We've been doing it now for, I think, more than 18 months. We've done it every month. And each month, what we do is we publish even more wallet addresses. And at this point, I think we've published maybe more than 100 wallet addresses. And we've consistently demonstrated 1-to-1 ratio of our proof of reserves. And of course, people in the crowd, anyone who's got the OKX account, you can actually self-verify on your platform, on our platform. So I think that's one product I would highlight has been one of our key marquee products to build trust in our community and our category.
Awesome. Zak, I guess my question for you, I'm sure you guys are very careful with the partners that get lucky enough to partner with McLaren, and we feel very honored to be one of your main partners. I was wondering if you can run us through a little bit of some of the due diligence process when you're choosing the right partner, and if you can possibly just highlight a little bit of what excites you about the partnership with OKX.
Yeah, 100%. And we did. It's such a fast-moving industry, and I kind of compare it back to the good old internet days. You had 1,000 internet companies that were created. A lot of them didn't make it, but a few did. They're called Google, they're called Amazon. And so I very much felt like in the crypto space you had, because it's such an exciting new technology, a lot of people rush to it like you get any kind of new industry. And then, there's usually a bit of a shakeup, and then the big ones come out on top. And we did a lot of due diligence because there were a lot of people in the crypto space that rushed to Formula One very quickly. It starts with the people. Heider and I met at our factory. So I think in any partnership, it starts with the people across the table, because you're going to become partners and trust. And then we have an advisory board, and we go to our advisory board, who had a lot of experience around crypto and blockchain, and those that were experienced in the space said absolutely OKX is the partner to go with. And so we did a tremendous amount of due diligence. We talked to some others that had already partnered with OKX, and it's been an absolute awesome partnership. I mean, OKX is the largest partner on our race car. You can't miss it. And we're excited because one of the things you mentioned earlier is what got OKX to where they are today isn't going to be what gets them to where they need to go tomorrow. That is Formula One. We're constantly in a development race. And so what got our race car fast today, if we don't keep moving forward, it's going to be slow next week. So there's a tremendous amount of similarities into how Formula One's on cutting edge technology. We're always thinking about what's down the road, what's tomorrow. And so we find the category in the industry very exciting. It's something that we've needed to be educated on, like a lot of people. And I think that's something that Heider and OKX has done extremely well, is they've led with transparency, they've led with education, they've led with responsibility. And those are all the things that are very important to us. So we're early days in what's no doubt going to be a very long partnership and a very exciting category. And a lot of our fans are now OKX customers. And we also feel OKX can help us develop a new audience. We have a tremendous amount of business-to-business partners and consumer brands, and we want to engage with our fans. And so OKX allows us to do that, supported us in our brilliant campaign with Senna this year in Monaco, and more to come, because I know Senna is clearly a legend, not only around the world, but Brazil is his home country.
Absolutely. And since you brought it up, so I think I speak for everyone here at this event, in this country. Thank you, the two of you, so much for putting together the activation that you guys have done in Monaco. We really feel honored when we saw our colors, the green and yellow colors, across the streets. That was such a special moment for us. Could you tell us a little bit more? There was such a strong partnership of the two of you guys, McLaren and OKX marketing team. Could maybe Heider talk to us a little bit about how that idea came to be, what was the inspiration to do that activation, and just run us through a lot of what has been going on within the marketing team for that.
I think, there's a philosophical point of view that we've taken in our category, which is we don't believe buying media is the way to reach audiences and to build community. We felt our way into the world was an accelerated way, no pun intended, was Formula One, sports and entertainment. And so we've been very selective with which partners we go with. Now, when you choose partners, one of the caution we had for ourselves was, hey, let's not go into any new area or invest really heavily unless we have passion for it. Formula One has been a passion of a lot of people who are in the marketing team, not just the marketing team, but I think there are many fans within the company. There's 4,000 plus employees at OKX, and there are a lot of fans, and you clearly get to see that at a couple of venues where we have our headquarters, like Singapore. So I think that passion is really important. And if you have passion for Formula One and you've grown up watching it, I don't think you can miss Ayrton Senna's legacy. And I think that was very important to us when we started entering the sport. One of the evaluations we had is who's the brand who brings the most heritage to us in our partnership, and clearly McLaren is, number one on that list. So we've been waiting for a moment to demonstrate our passion and partner with McLaren and celebrate Ayrton Senna and the foundation in a really big way. And I think this year is that moment. And I think this is how it came about, which is pure love for the sport and what Ayrton Senna left behind.
Awesome. What about on the McLaren side, Zak? Anything to add on how the idea came to be? What were the minds behind the initiative?
Yeah, I mean, I think as Hyder said, Hyder has a great knowledge of the history of the sport. I think Ayrton was a legend, and we're thrilled he won his 3 world championships with us. So we have a special relationship with the whole Senna family and great history. And one of the things that we want to focus on, and Hyder's always wanted to focus on, is the fan. Because if we take care of the fan, everything else falls into place. So that's the start of the ecosystem, if you like. If you have great engaged fans, you have great partners, you have great media rights, you have countries that want to hold races, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think, McLaren, we went back to our iconic papaya colors because that's what the fans want. So all the time when Hyder and I and our respective teams are communicating, it's all about, what do our customers want? Our fans of McLaren, fans of Formula One, fans of OKX, and that's what drives our thinking. And I think at the end of the day, speaking for myself, I'm a fan of the sport, and I know Hyder's a fan of the sport, so it's kind of easy for us to go, what do we think would be cool? We kind of put our fan hat on, and I think, again, if you focus on that, then everything else falls into place, and the appreciation that the fans showed to OKX and McLaren for bringing Senna's livery. It was spectacular looking, and all of our partners, right? Every time you get into changing the livery of a race car, everyone needs to kind of buy in to the concept, because the focus for that weekend becomes on Senna, and obviously all of our partners get a great boost off of that. So we have more stuff coming, but I'll let Hyder tell you when he feels like it.
Anything to add, Hyder?
Well, look, I think Zak's teed it up. It's obvious we will come in a big way to Brazil. We are planning that very closely with the McLaren team and with Yugi locally in Brazil. So I think it's going to be really exciting. I hope that everyone here listening to us is going to show up at the track as our guest. And I'm really excited, ultimately, when we roll out the surprise activation we have planned for this year for Brazil Grand Prix.
It's so funny that you say that, because I think more than a few people have stopped me this event asking, hey, any spoilers? What's happening? I was like, guys, I don't know. But there are 2 guys that are going to join me today. They can speak a little bit more. So, okay, something is happening. We're going to do some type of activation. Any spoilers that you can deliver to us right now?
Yeah, I think, from our perspective, like Zak mentioned, our goal is going to be how can we bring people closer to the sport and to Arn's legacy that he left behind? How can we create an experience where people are able to come and touch and feel, the history that we're all super connected to? So it will be extended into different experiences, all the way from grandstand to the paddock. And I think we would just want to make sure that everyone gets to access it, regardless of where you may be traveling from or where you are in life.
Perfect. Anything to add to that, Zak?
I think the other thing I hope we do, which I'm sure we will do, is turn the new Formula One fans, because there's so many, let them know who Ayrton Senna was and what he meant to the sport, and tens and hundreds of millions of people around the world. Because some of the new, if you want to call them Netflix fans, they don't know maybe who Ayrton Senna was. And so I think not only are we celebrating and those that were Senna fans sharing the passion, but hopefully have some new people go, I want to find out a little bit more about Ayrton Senna and watch the Senna movie. It was spectacular, my favorite movie of all time. And then, of course, there's some new Senna material that's coming about. So we're celebrating the past, and we also want to talk about the future.
Absolutely. All right, so it's said here, guys. This year, we're bringing something special around Ayrton Senna. So please stay tuned for the Grand Prix this year. All right, I know you both are super busy. There's a Grand Prix coming tomorrow, starting this weekend, and I don't want to hold you any longer. But I just want to put you on the spot for one last question. And if best driver of all time, who would that be? Heider, start with you.
Well, we just spoke about him.
I think Zach is right. We just spoke about him. I can't think of another one. And maybe a younger version of that would be Lando and Oscar.
I like that a lot. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I'll let you get back to it. I appreciate you joining us today. See ya.
Thank
Thank you for having us.
Obrigado, pessoal.
Everyone there.